بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهديه الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد وقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وفرقانه الحميد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون صدق الله العظيم. أما بعد. Honorable brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are on the throes and on the threshold, on the doorstep of the greatest month of the Islamic calendar, and that is the month of Ramadan. It is now like a shadow above us, as the beautiful narration of Sayyidina Salman radiallahu anhu, reported by Ibn Khuzaymah, which is authenticated, أَظَلَّكُمْ شَهْرٌ عَظِيمٌ شَهْرٌ مُبَارَكٌ, that a great month, an auspicious month, a blessed month has laid it and cast its shadow above you. And we are in this very, very same situation at this particular time or moment at this time. For our context for this year, 1445, on Monday will be the 29th of Sha'ban, and we will sight and we will go searching for the crescent and the hilal. And according to majority of the calculations, inshallah, we should be able to sight the moon and the crescent, and we will enter into the month of Ramadan from the time of sunset, going on for the duration of an entire month. For the most of us, we do not know, and for many of us, we cannot perceive and fathom the greatness of this month of Ramadan. As the Prophet ﷺ said, and his words are so beautiful and so easy to understand. It's easy, it's palatable, it's simple in its explanation, but it's deep in its meaning and digesting. Shahrun Azimun Mubarakun. This is that month of the Islamic calendar which is Azim, which is auspicious, which is great. Azim we know is great, like something big, something huge, something magnanimous, something great. Azim. This is that month of the Islamic calendar. And then he also goes to elaborate from amongst the things that gives it its greatness a little bit later. Mubarakun. This month of the Islamic calendar is Mubarak, meaning that every single moment, take the time to digest that. From the time you have entered at Maghrib, when the crescent is sighted for the month, from that moment until the crescent of Shawwal is sighted, every single moment, every single second, split second is Mubarak. Whether you are in a formal form of ibadah, fasting, or in salah, taraweeh, or in qiyam, or recital of Quran, or some dhikr, or some dua, or in suhoor, or in iftar, or supplication, even if you are sleeping, everything is being blessed. That is why we said for the most of us, we do not understand and we do not know the greatness of this month. And for the many of us, we will not be able to perceive it. It's the select few, the pious and close servants of Allah, who really value and cherish this month that is approaching, and will be able to draw maximum benefit from this month. That is why the preparation should have been taking place already for the last 2 months. Spiritual preparation, cleansing of the heart, deleting the previous files and the previous sins that were accumulated. That is the preparation. So that when we enter this beautiful month, we enter with a clean slate. We enter ready to receive the barakah that Allah talks of. From amongst from amongst those factors that gives it its greatness, shahrun fihi laylatun khayrun min alfi shahr. That month in which there is one night. Again, take time to think. There is one night that if this night was observed in ibadah, is greater than 1,000 months. For most people, we don't live for 1,000 months. We die before 83. Some of us maybe will live past 80. And very few will go beyond that. For most of us, we'll just barely come up to that point. There is one night, if it is observed with the correct intention and the correct mannerisms and etiquette, and we are able to capitalize and we are able to draw from that one night, is better in virtue than 1,000 alf. Allah revealed an entire surah regarding this one night. We all know the surah. So special this night that it was given position in the Quran by way of an entire chapter. And it occurs in this month of Ramadan. When Allah Ta'ala addresses us, the verse of the Quran which says, Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu, a phrase of endearment, love, compassion. Allah says, O people of Iman, fasting has been ordained upon you. Kutiba alaykum. Allah didn't say katabtu alaykum or amartukum, faradtu alaykum, because that comes from a position of like authority. Although Allah is our maker and our supreme creator, Allah is our king, Allah is our master, everything is above, Allah is above us. Allah could have said faradtu alaykum, katabtu alaykum. But when you use that phrase upon somebody or something, it puts the mukhatab on a back foot. The person who's being the addressee. It's like, okay, what are you saying now? Who are you to tell me? You already put your defenses up. Allah says, Kutiba alaykum. It has been ordained upon you. And then Allah says, not only on you, even before you as well. So the process of the physical exertion in fasting, abstinence from food, etc. Previously, people also went through the same process. It is for your spiritual betterment. It is for your physical betterment in every other way. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. When the first night of Ramadan dawns and the crescent is sighted for Ramadan, إِذَا كَانَ أَوَّلُ لَيْلَةٍ, when it is the first night, then immediately صُفِّضَتْ مَرَدَةُ الشَّيَاطِينَ or مَرَدَةُ الْجِنِّ. The big shayateen and the big jinn are immediately shackled. They are immediately tied. Why do we find it easy to worship in Ramadan and exert in Ramadan? Because we don't have the devil troubling us all the time. Don't wake up, don't wake up. And we can wake up easily. We can stand longer. We can worship easier. If the devil is not troubling us, giving us trouble at taklif either, because he's locked up. He's shut away. And then the doors of Jannah are open, they are not shut. The doors of Jannah are open and not closed again. The doors of Jahannam are shut and they will not be opened again. And this process of barakah and greatness and virtue goes on right until the ending. Every single moment. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So that we may achieve that level and maqam of muttaqi. We may achieve that maqam, that status. Taqwa is a status with Allah. It is a position with Allah Ta'ala. That you are all the time, the servant is all the time in the consciousness of his Lord. Every action of mine, I am monitoring it just as my Allah is monitoring it. So I do the right and I stay away from the wrong. And this beautiful month is that season in which we can achieve that maqam. We can achieve that status through multiple different formats. Through your fasting, which is fard. through your taraweeh, which is sunnah, through your nafil, which is qiyam and tahajjud, through your additional recitation of the Quran. Shahru Ramadan is synonymous with Shahrul Quran. This is the time when we build that great close attachment, that marriage with the Quran. If you are not reciting Quran, we are not attached to the Quran in this month of Ramadan, then we are at great loss. I am perplexed when people find the time in Ramadan to do extracurricular activities. This is the time in which our aslaf, our pious predecessors, would shut them madaris of Islamic education, because this is the time of infirad with your Lord. This is the time of seclusion with your Lord, not engaging in extracurricular activities. But again, as I've always been saying, we are such a lost ummah, so we're looking for activities all the time to do, even if it's Islamic. It is the time of seclusion with my Maker. I need to find my position in His court. I need to find my position in His register of those who will be emancipated from the fire of Ramadan, those who will be forgiven, those who will be guaranteed Jannah. I need to find my position there. And this is my time, this is my month. It is Shahru Ramadan, it is Shahru Sawm. Shahru Ramadan is Shahru Sawm. The month of Ramadan is the month of fasting. وَلَيْسَ شَهْرُ الْأَكْلِ. It is the month of fasting. It is not the month of feasting. Sadly again, our society and our culture has been turned upside down. It has been flipped upon its back. And we made this Ramadan all about the feasting and all about engaging in these extracurricular activities, thereby wasting time. We spend 3.5 hours from the time of before iftar right until Taraweeh, and it's all about the eating. And then when we come for the Taraweeh, there is the brothers who feel like they are unshackled and the Imam is enslaving them in front. And they got to just do it because society will see that this brother is not reading his salah. And for the sisters, 15 minutes, maybe maximum 20 minutes, inshallah. But you have spent 3.5 hours on the food table, and then some other time a little later on as well. Then you got to have the after iftar party, and then the suhoor goes on and on. Shahru Ramadan, Shahru Sawm, walaysa Shahru al-Akl. Eat as much as it's enough just to build energy and move on to the next chapter. One of my friends asked me, Sheikh, how do you juggle your sleep? The very first thing that takes the beating in Ramadan is your sleep. You are inserting sleep in your ibadat, just so that you are able to power your body up, move to the next chapter. Power your body up, move to the next chapter. Not the time to be wasting. As we said, everything that we are doing is barakah, inshallah. But we want to be engaged in ibadah. We want to be engaged with the Quran. So you're finding a moment here and there, 10-20 minutes here. Minimizing that sleep, minimizing the eating, minimizing the interaction, minimizing the social settings, and maximizing your time with Allah, your time with the Quran, your time with Salah, your time in Taraweeh, your time in Qiyam. Our time is exhausted. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and inshallah we'll share it along the way. He said 4 important things we need to be reciting. 4 types of dhikr. One is shahada, and second is istighfar. So again, you're reminding yourself of who you are, and you are cleaning your heart of any forms of shirk in ghayrullah. And then you're asking Allah's forgiveness. So you're securing your forgiveness. Then you're asking Allah, number 3, for Jannah, and seeking protection from Jahannam. 4 types of dhikr we need to be making. 4 types of dua, call it, whatever we want to call it. The shahada, istighfar and tawbah. Ask Allah for Jannah, seek Allah's refuge from the punishment of the fire of Jahannam. Easy. Keep the system going until the end of the month of Ramadan. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and us all. And as we will be enjoying the ease and the comfort of this month within the safety of our environment, in our country, in our place that we are in, don't forget our brothers and sisters who are suffering on the other side at the hands of the Zionists and the hands of the enemies of Islam and the Muslims, who wish to annihilate Islam. You know that at the moment there is a partition in parliament, not just a random internet party. This is a partition in parliament to remove Muslims from this country. This is where we're living in. And it's an official partition that is going on and taking signatures and things like this, all during this course of the week. And this has been running all the way from December, unbeknown to us. So naive we are, so foolish we are, so sit back and relaxed we are. And these are the plots that are taking place. This is the Dajjali ideology to remove Islam and Muslims from the face of this earth. This is precisely what the Zionists are doing. So we don't forget our brothers and sisters that are suffering on the other side of the dunya, and wherever they may be. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant khair and barakah. May Allah emancipate Masjid al-Aqsa al-Mubarak, open the doors so that our brothers and sisters are able to go and worship and pray and perform their salah and enjoy the beauty of the month of Ramadan. May Allah keep our brothers and sisters safe in Gaza, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroy his enemies. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.